Hi everyone, and welcome to a part 2 video that follows on from a recent trip I was able to do to go to an open day at the British Film Institute National Archives in Berkhamsted. Please check out my previous video if you haven't done so, because that gives you a rare look inside one of the vaults of the National Archive. Really fascinating. But in this video, I'm just going to give you a little flavour again of what it was like on the open day. I wasn't able to take much footage, but this will give you an interesting taste, I think. And I really can't emphasise again just how important the BFI is in terms of film restoration, preservation and distribution. They do absolutely fantastic work. It was really an honour and a privilege to be able to get to go to this open day. Hope you enjoy this. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the BFI. First up, some movie posters that were outside the presentation rooms. We've got The Great White Silence, magnificent film from 1924, directed by Herbert Ponting about Captain Scott's ill-fated Antarctic expedition. The Informer from 1929, directed by Arthur Robeson. And Cavalcanti's excellent film from 1942, Went the Day Well. And then along this wall, we've got a fantastic poster here for the 1928 movie Shiraz, A Romance of India, directed by Franz Osten. A display here of all different types of recording tapes, as well as the complexity of the mechanism of a projector. Now what we have here is really interesting. Milk churns that were discovered in a basement in Blackburn in 1994, stuffed full of hundreds of rolls of 35mm nitrate film, dating from 1899 to 1913. The films had been made by Sagar Mitchell and James Kenyon, and they documented Edwardian Britain. The BFI spent 5 years on restoring these films, and now the whole collection, some 28 hours of it, is now available to view via the BFI on the BFI player or on their website. Tony Richards is one of the archivists, and it was great to get to see an example of his workstation. Here he was working on a commercial from the 80s for King Cone. All film has data on the left hand side there, denoted by squares and triangles and dots, that gives you the age of that film, and this was a sheet that they have here to help identify the age. Before the arrival of colour film, different tints could be added to the emulsion layer so as to give that film a different kind of mood or atmosphere. The archivists can inspect and restore every individual frame. Here's an example of the 1903 Georges Méliès film, Kingdom of the Fairies. Now this machine was interesting. It uses AI technology so as to scan the film and obtain various information about it. You can see the soundtrack there on the left and other information about the film on the right. Now this film particularly was interesting, a 1935 feature called Adventure Trail. Some 2,500 frames that had to be hand tinted so as to give that magnificent flame showing on the lake there. Really impressive stuff. So I definitely want to give thanks to some of the representatives from the day. This includes Tony Richards here, and also on the right here we've got Louise Allum, and I definitely want to draw your attention to a film that she has showing on the BFI YouTube channel. Absolutely fascinating stuff where she talks about the restoration of a film from 1915 called The Carpet of Baghdad that was retrieved from the wreck of the Lusitania. So it had been underwater for some 70 years. It's a really fascinating film, and you'll also get a really good flavour of what Louise is like. Very good self-deprecating humour and just great knowledge and great expertise. So please do go and check out that video on the BFI channel. There were also representatives present to talk about the BFI Reuben Library. This is a library that's actually situated within the BFI South Bank. Fascinating place. Any member of the public can go in there and do research on film. In fact, here it is. I did actually get to go in there very quickly, and I did actually do a very quick search on John Gilliman. They've got digital tools there, so you can do some research as well as looking at books. And actually staying at the BFI South Bank for a moment, they also have this fantastic BFI Media Tech. This is an area where you can go and sit inside booths and watch all kinds of media that's stored by the BFI. Again, I went and tried this for a brief moment, and I was able to find a John Gilliman film that I've not been able to track down on physical media, and that was Two on the Tiles. So yeah, a great resource. And so ultimately, whether it's silent cinema, documentary films that preserve our history and our culture, neglected gems, avant-garde cinema, art house classics, or director masterpieces, we have a lot to be thankful to the BFI for. Absolutely great institution, and once again I'm really thankful that I have the opportunity to go to their open day. Now, there will actually be a part 3 video coming up, so please stay tuned. Okay, that was a brief overview, but I hope it was of interest. I'll put a few links in the description box below just so you can access some of the things I've mentioned. But yeah, please do come back for a part 3 video where I'm going to talk about the Special Collections Unit at the BFI. Okay, thanks very much for joining me on this video. Once again, thank you to everybody involved at the BFI. I'm not sponsored here or anything like that. I'm just a fan of everything that they do, a movie lover. I hope you're a movie lover too. Enjoy film, keep on watching film, and let's keep this alive. Okay, thanks very much. All the best to you. Bye-bye.